That's me fine. He does fine. So.
That was
all right.
Yep, that was good.
What's up, man? She probably saw him in Miami at the party. Remember?
Yeah.
I got in. I got in.
Okay.
Chat, Wickmate 912 in your area. I'm getting y'all some live from IG from a Instagram reporter who was right there in the courthouse. He's an expert with covering the news. He just kind of got on Instagram and he was telling his recollection of what happened in the courthouse. But right now he's talking to DJ Academic, so I'm gonna let them finish and then I'm gonna get more into it.
What's on?
You brought up a very
My bad, y'all.
interesting point. I never thought about it like this. But maybe perhaps it does hurt Torey that the bodyguard is not that fine.
Of course it does, because he's an employee.
I thought it was playing. I thought it was playing the sound the whole time. I had it on mute because I was sharing it. My bad, y'all. I'm thinking y'all was hearing it the whole time.
And two, if he testifies, he's out of the job. He's out of the job. Well, he doesn't want to. He just want to be involved. But again, we don't know if he's going to be called.
Have they made mention of maybe unsuccessfully trying to bring him into court? I know they.
Damn, y'all, I apologize. Y'all missed a little bit, but I'll play it back for you. I'm gonna let them go ahead and finish because they kind of just started the conversation.
Have they discussed at all?
So y'all haven't missed anything too important.
This guy, we've been trying to bring him in, or whatever.
But I got plenty more though. So.
And he could be on the defense witness list. He could be on the defense witness list. He may come in and say, "Hey, Torey didn't do it." Is he gonna come in and say Torey didn't do it? Will the drug opportunity to say Torey didn't do it? And what value will that hold in the jury?
I kind of felt like if he did come in and say it, it would be 2-2 in a sense of eyewitnesses. 2 eyewitnesses say one thing, 2 eyewitnesses say the other thing. Obviously, one's the victim, one's the alleged shooter. So clearly, their opinions about what happened are going to be just, diametrically opposed.
If he doesn't come in to testify, the prosecution is going to capitalize on that. They're going to capitalize on that. The only other person who can attest to what happened is not around. Why is that? Who did he work for? Who was his fiduciary towards? It would be towards his.
And y'all, that's not my shit that's acting up. That's the brother Dennis Bryant.
Has anybody started to make that case yet? That's the point. That is definitely a great point.
Once again, he was in the courtroom and he's reporting on what was going on in the courtroom.
And it's up to the defense to call that person. It's not the prosecution who has to call that person. And I think that the prosecution, will they call him as a hostile witness? No, they're gonna let the defense. That's your driver. Why is your driver not here? That's gonna be a big question. The jury's gonna say, why should your driver not testify? Did he see something that he doesn't want to testify to?
Hey,
but here's something else. If you heard the gunshots on the ring camera, why didn't you hear their picture on the ring camera?
Well, okay, that's a great question. Do you hear any arguing before or after? Like, I heard they played the ring cameras, but they played the shots. Do you hear any, like, maybe loud shouting?
Nothing. We haven't heard nothing. I don't know why we didn't hear any arguments. That would have still been picked up as well. Because the gunshot will pick up sound from arguments. We didn't hear that yet. And again, we don't know what the defense is. Full defense is. We don't know what it is.
How do you think it's going to play when the witness Sean Kelly comes on the stand, which I'm thinking is going to happen, and he says, "Well, Meg and Kelsey I saw 2 women fighting."
Well, that's Meg. If he comes in and says that's going to be a problem, I'll tell you why it's going to be a problem. Because you said that they weren't fighting.
Do you think that Kelsey's going to say tomorrow maybe something different from that?
I don't know. Yeah, We have to see what she wants to testify to, because it's going to be a rigorous cross-examination, and it's going to be, it's going to be interesting to direct.
And one thing that confused me about, like, I know Meg gave the court an availability, like, hey, I'm only available on these days or whatever. Was she only limited to today? Because for the life of me, I can't, like, granted, it was almost a full day of her being on the stand, but I still think there was many more things the defense should have gotten into. I mean,
you don't want to,
like,
you don't want to, what you don't want to do as a defense attorney is appear to the jury that you're badgering a victim.
Okay.
And it got to a point. Where, towards the completion of the cross-examination, the defense attorney alluded to Megan possibly using this situation to elevate her career, and Megan quickly said, "No. Why would she have to?
Wow.
Why would she have to use this to elevate her career?"
Yeah, she's definitely doing that.
He was going to a dangerous area, because now this jury's looking at this male attorney cross-examining this victim. Megan has already said in court that men run the industry, and she basically has been attacked by men in the industry. So he almost went into a dangerous area there, but he pulled back, and he basically just, I'm not implying that, but he was implying that.
Wow, so she came off as believable. How did she kind of like wrap up all of these inconsistencies? And
well, let's talk about this.
And remember, y'all, this is a guy that was in the courtroom, and he's a professional reporter.
Which inconsistencies do you think that she made based on what you heard?
Oh, so.
And we're going to go over another person that was in the courtroom in a minute. It's just that they're live right now on Instagram. So I feel safe with recording it, because this is from Instagram. YouTube can't mess with me for recording something from Instagram. So I'm letting this go because it's live, it's active right now, and then we're going to go into some other news.
What is her reason for getting back in the car with someone who just allegedly shot you? Was it by force? Like, if you're, how could you be more scared of the cops than the guy who literally just shot at you and you're in a car with him?
Hold on a second.
That's a good damn question.
Am I breaking up, guys?
Yeah, you're breaking up a little bit.
Well, it's act breaking up. Hold on a second. We're okay. So what was your question? Go ahead.
I said the first thing she said when everyone asked, well, why did you tell the police initially that you were shot? She said, well, I didn't want other people to die. Police were killing black people. Here's the question.
It was 2020. It was July 12th of 2020. We have to remember that was the same month that Ahmaud Arbery,
I don't know where I'm fired from, because I'm still doing good.
At the Wendy's in Atlanta.
Obviously, you over here, man.
In South Georgia. There was a lot going on there. It was plausible. Yeah, people getting killed in California.
Don't get too happy. Your shit ain't too clean yet.
During that time.
Okay, so, and I agree. However, why?
Don't get too happy. It ain't over yet.
Don't they get
China on the way back?
Comfortable with getting back in the car with the guy who just shot you? Why?
Good question. I will pay you $1 million if you do not have me locked away. There was a lot of apologies happening. He said to her, according to her testimony, when she fell on the ground and she crawled towards the garage, he walked up to her and apologized. Now, I want to see what Kelsey said tomorrow about the bump that occurred when Kelsey walked over to. What happened then? What happened when those two collided? How did a nail get broken? Why was the strap broken? Who did that to her?
There was a pendant.
Well, if God don't like ugly, he definitely don't like your ass, man. Because all the ugly shit you did, because you tend to forget, I built all those enemies, the same ones who just did that to my channel. I built them for helping you. Because remember, you didn't even have a goddamn, you couldn't even talk on your wall before me. So if God don't like ugly, he definitely don't like people who got them trade on them for people who help them. So remember that.
Was it blood from a fight or was it blood because they both were sitting in the back of the car and she bled on her?
And karma is a motherfucker, so before you have too many laughs.
Okay. Wow.
And then if
I'm blessed, baby.
If they saw blood, why didn't she give medical treatment? That's another question. Why didn't she give her medical treatment? Does she have any injuries consistent with, to support the
I guarantee you, I'll still probably be monetized on my second channel before you even get that channel where you think you're going at.
This offering of like $1 million,
have fun, baby
so
girl.
to speak, right? Did the defense go further?
Either way it goes, my life's still better than yours.
Get back in the car, or after you offered that, like, did you oblige? Did you say, hey, listen, okay, cool, I'm down to not say anything about this if you give me $1 million or whatever the case is?
But if you ain't here for the content, please exit my room.
We have to see what they say, but
I don't want to have to fly you out.
That still takes away from who Megan said shot her, even with these inconsistencies. Is she standing 10 toes down that Torey shot and Chelsea didn't shoot her? Why would she say that?
I mean, again, I hear your point, but we're
nah, you can stay. Obviously, you ain't got nowhere else to go.
It's all about credibility. So it's like, if she seems as non-credible, she's definitely doubled down and say Torey did it. But it's a matter of
we good over here.
Believe.
We still doing like better than you and your 3-point stand, nigga.
When she's telling the truth,
y'all, why don't y'all go live and we can see those two people that come and watch y'all.
Story sounded whatever. They might just not believe, and she's a very important eyewitness. She's the damn victim. If they don't believe her, there might not be a conviction. You know what I mean? So I really think it's all about credibility.
The jurors, when they go back to deliberation,
you better check my numbers. We still doing great over here. Starting all over.
That they claim shot her.
You'll be hating all over again in a couple of months.
And no one's addressed that. Why would she? What is the most plausible reason why she would defend the person who shot Chelsea? Why? What's the reason? Was Kelsey paid to just blame Torey?
I think she was paid to blame. I don't think she was paid. Well, matter of fact, she could have been paid to blame Torey, and she could have got immunity. I believe y'all. Oh damn! What happened? Damn, Mr. Byron shit is goddamn freezing all up and shit. Hold on, let me see what the hell's going on. Yeah, that nigga shit freezing all up. That nigga shit freezing all up. Hold on, let me refresh it. Maybe that'll help. Hold on 1 second, y'all. Yeah, I can play it. I got it still.
I think it kind of came to the Gail King interview. I think that's the one. I think kind of trying to figure out what the hell happened there will probably lead to some questions there. You know what I mean?
Say that last part between you and your brother.
Oh, yeah.
Yo, why are you bringing control over my face?
And a lot of
No, man.
the
No, man.
has to work on is that there are public statements by these women that pretty much was already detailing the case and crafting a narrative before they even got to court. So if Meg was basically saying, "Hey, Torey got this girl paid off," and that's what she's thinking, I would like to know if Meg still believed that was the case, or at least how far, rather than maybe just like, "Hey, I see you hurting on the ground or shot, and maybe I did something stupid." I'm like, "Hey, listen, I'll do whatever. I'll give you $1 million." Did it go further than that? Did it go further in the sense of Torey trying to bribe Kelsey or whoever? Yeah.
Well, it obviously didn't work because she's a prosecution witness. I mean, I think that no, Megan testified that she had an issue with Kelsey communicating with Torey after she was shot. She said that that was one of the reasons why she stopped communicating. Now, well, Kelsey coming into court and saying the same, and it has to be more context for that. There has to be more context because that's just not enough.
So we're going to get into Meg's testimony, more of what she said in a minute. Like I said, this is live right now, so I didn't want to have to try to catch it on replay, so we might as well catch it while it's live on Instagram.
Part of maybe a larger.
This is
with the prosecutor, maybe the immunity.
This is Dennis Byron. He's a hip hop reporter. He's been in the courtroom listening to the case, reporting and taking notes of the case. I also have another lady that's been in the courtroom taking notes of the case. So we're gonna find out what was said today. I'm gonna go over it. We're gonna kind of recap what happened yesterday. Tomorrow, Kelsey will be testifying.
If they gave him immunity for shooting him, then the prosecution is complicit in railroading the wrong person.
That's crazy.
Railroading Torey. What immunity would she need?
Any type of charge that could stem from any type of charge that could stem from whatever, because it seems like she may have had possession of the gun as well.
Okay, let me think about that for a second. She had possession with them.
And by the way, one of the working theories that a lot of people are adopting is that just off the fact, and I'm just thinking about just raw evidence, right? Like, I heard, and you can tell me if I'm wrong, that Meg was about 8 feet away from where the gun was when it got fired. Now, it either tells me someone was probably not trying to shoot her, but trying to shoot near her and scare her, or maybe. And that's what I believe.
Maybe I should have stuck with the lie. You know, I could get way more views by talking shit about you every single day. You know, I could build a whole new channel by disrespecting and talking shit about you every day. You need to be thanking me for goddamn not dragging your ass through the YouTube streets.
I think.
Why you over here trolling me?
Is a reach. The 2 counts that he may get convicted of would be.
Well, in your opinion, I ain't no real man. Remember, so.
Okay, and also here's the thing too. It's so
please don't disturb my chat with all that goddamn rabbit talk. We over here talking about the other shit. I don't give a damn about none of that shit. I'm moving forward.
Torey and
I suggest you do the same.
May be wrestling for the possession of the gun, and the gun somehow gets discharged at that moment. Right?
You close, but what could have happened?
I don't care who like me and who don't.
Those 2 came together. Maybe she put
I don't care.
down on the gun.
That ain't what my content is about. Please, you know, I'm asking you nicely.
It can work both ways. You can
What's
have
good, King?
contact with a gun and not have it physically in your full possession.
Well, still, any type of struggle with the gun would kind of go into saying, well, if it got discharged, and that would make sense.
I didn't say struggle. You're saying struggle. I didn't say struggle. I mean You can put your hand on the gun and push it down, put it away, put the gun away. If she felt that she needed to intercede and step in between, she didn't know why he was approaching her, because he was approaching to check out because he found the floor.
Suppose it's the other way around. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. Imagine if it was Kelsey after whatever heated argument. She was, by the way, like I thought the defense could have definitely focused on the fact and actually tried to give some context to the jurors about the state of mind all these individuals are in, which is intoxication. Right. Kelsey was passed out at the party. There was allegedly reports that Meg was belligerently drunk. Torey was also intoxicated. Okay? All of this is going to go into some of the decisions that are made that night. It's going to go into some maybe, habits they might have, how they move when they get under the influence, if they get more aggressive, if they want to fight more, if they argue more.
I don't think Meg pulled the trigger, bro. I don't think she pulled the trigger. She can't just shoot around her feet 5 times.
And again, I know you're saying best friend for 13 years, but if we're listening to at least what Kelsey said, which I
think Kelsey pulled that trigger.
Say this again, but she said this on live. She said, "Meg, you're the one who always took my man." I
think they were fighting. I think he was trying to take that gun from him.
That was never her MO word.
Right.
Yeah.
I think she the one told Meg to dance.
That would be enough to fight in the car. That would be enough to. It was a fight. Do we believe her denying the fight still?
Yeah, they did say her and Torey had gun residue on their hands. The question is, why would she have gun residue on her hands? Today, Meg says she. Well, I'm gonna get into it. Y'all.
It's still not possible that Torey could have been the one to fire the gun.
I don't want to talk over them because he's releasing what he heard. What happened in court.
They went into this very neutral and they needed to hear a sequence of events that somehow made sense. If you tell me once,
well, she didn't get shot 5 times, and she never actually got shot. It's just the fragments.
Music skills, and he grabbed a gun and shot her. That sounds to me like the escalation of reactions to what, even if they're drunk, seems a lot more drastic than, hey, y'all at a party. Basically, y'all find out that Torey might have been involved with both of you and probably was doing some stuff, overtly flirting with Kylie, being disrespectful. You guys get kicked out, allegedly, of the party. Right? Now y'all in the car. That same bad energy's all there. Everybody's arguing with everybody. Anytime there's an argument among 3 people, it's usually 2 people ganging up on the other, okay? Torey, they're probably both going at Torey. Torey burst the news. Hey, listen, she backdoor you. They're all getting into it. And I could only believe that it went from an argument there. And yes, I do believe that she probably threw in the mix, yo, Torey, you must really think you're the shit. You can't rap at all, or whatever the case is. But I just don't think it started there. I think there was a physical fight. I think there's a physical fight, and then the gun got introduced.
If you think it's a physical fight, who do you think was fighting? Do you think it was Torey and Meg, or Torey and Kelsey?
No, I think it was Meg and Kelsey.
And for the record, I don't.
So why would Torey bring out this?
Well, the theory that I'm going with right now says that Kelsey brought the pistol out and Torey was trying to stop her from shooting her friend because she's drunk at the end of the day.
Okay, explain to me, why did Kelsey go to the hospital and not Torey to check on me?
Well,
Torey he went to jail.
Yeah, they took Torey in custody, right? They took Torey in custody, and the following text that got sent, whether it was to it got sent to the bodyguard of Meg. Yeah, if I was involved in some shit, I'm not gonna say I pulled out a gun. I'm gonna blame it on Torey. Yo, Torey did some shit.
You crazy, Justin.
At the end of the day, who they gonna believe? Her best friend or Torey? I'm just throwing in an alternate theory, or even just saying some of the evidence.
I don't know why these
there
people so invested in
that
bothering with
theory.
me when I ain't even, you know what
Because
I'm saying, studying their ass
The
right now.
fight was tell me
They want to drag me into more bullshit.
like,
I'm doing
what type
content
of
on
book
other
did
shit.
Meg see
I don't
that
get it.
nails are on the ground, pendants are on the ground. Come on. That seems more than a bump. It looked like there was something going on.
Well,
I'm just trying to move on with my content. They going to drag me into shit that just so they can say I'm bothering them and then want to take my next channel.
they don't have a conviction.
Wow.
Oh,
There's black
yeah,
people
you're
for
right.
you. They want to hold you down.
So since you're there,
I won't fall for it again,
like,
though.
poke holes in it. Like, you know, like what do you see as evidence that will say, nah, that theory.
You try to help a black woman, and guess what it does? They'll take shit right out your motherfucking pocket, and then try to act like you the bad guy. That's what I get for trying to help a black woman. That's what black people will do to you, ass.
Well, I guess I was asking. I'm like, okay, so you've seen like all the evidence. Is there any evidence that you've seen that theory thus far, and we could only talk about thus far?
Everybody seen me just go out on the limb, put my neck on the line. I ain't have not one enemy on YouTube until I tried to help a black woman. You didn't help me build shit. I was building my own channel. You came along while I was already building my shit. Get it right. I helped you build your channel.
Also, let me ask you a question.
You had 300 subscribers. Now you damn near monetization. I helped you. Get it right.
Right? Possibly.
You did not have a voice. Everybody was attacking you.
That would be something that you have to disclose.
Everybody was attacking you. I made people like you again. I got you your mod stick back. Everybody seen you. So quit it. And please get out of my chat with that shit. We're covering something else.
So, all right. Let's go down the window. Right?
Wait till I'm having another wait till I'm talking about weapons, and then you can come back in and we can talk about that.
They're blaming the crime or the commission of the crime on a third party, and I happen to be said third party. And
if you help build my channel, why you can't help build that goddamn 3-point stand nigga channel? Exactly.
Residue found on me. Why would she not invoke the Fifth Amendment?
Well,
you did not make up the weather trial. I did.
If you are in any type of legal jeopardy, she's not.
Wait, how do we know that?
Hold on. So I think which not a immunity deal, but what you're saying is she in any legal jeopardy? Well, that would be known up front. And I would guess that Kelsey will have her own attorney tomorrow. If she comes in with her own attorney, then there's a reason for that.
Back in November when she showed up and it got postponed, she showed up with an attorney, so I'm expecting it's going to be the same again.
Okay, so that's interesting. I did not know that. So why was she talking with an attorney? Is she in legal jeopardy?
So maybe she invokes the Fifth Amendment. I don't think that the prosecution is putting her on the stand if they don't know what she's gonna say. And that's why I feel like there is some type of promise to her. Hey, we don't want you. We're not gonna prosecute you. If in your testimony you say, hey, I took the gun out of Torey's hands and I had possession of it, and I did it to stop him from doing whatever, you won't get charged with possessing a weapon either.
She would. Let me say this: if it's the defense's contention that she shot you down, she would need an attorney there because now you have one side saying that she shot you down, so now it makes sense for her to have an attorney there. So she might be in legal jeopardy if she says the wrong thing. So yes, I agree with you. The attorney might be sitting at the defense table or at a third table, making sure his or her client's not saying the wrong thing to put themselves in legal jeopardy. But she's coming in as the prosecution witness. So to your question, she might be in legal jeopardy, depending on what she says.
I'm wondering if at any point during her testimony will she invoke the Fifth Amendment at all. I personally think not, because I do think this is a big. I think number one, this case wouldn't have gone anywhere without the testimony of Meg. I thought that was huge, but I do believe that Kelsey needs to be. She's probably going to have to be the shining star for them.
Also, if there was a potential of her invoking the Fifth Amendment, that's not going to look well in front of a jury. If she says, her attorney says, Your Honor, at this point, my client wishes to invoke the Fifth Amendment. Then guess what? That should be conversation. Now, why is this person invoking the Fifth Amendment regarding her testimony? Did she do? Then the jury's going to look at that a little differently. If she invokes the Fifth Amendment, then she's going to be looked at like someone who possibly could have fought like this. If she does, she'll look very guilty. If she invoked anything other than the truth, she's going to look guilty.
And I guess we're gonna get to see tomorrow, but man, I feel like this has been one for the ages already, man. Like,
and guess what? You played a role in this. So we're gonna talk about that at the conclusion of the trial.
Who, me? Not I. I played 0. They mentioned my name in a lot of pre-trial motions. I do know that.
Right. So you played a role in this. We just have to delve into how much of a role you played. The academics.
For whatever reason, the prosecutor, which, by the way, I think the prosecutor's doing some sloppy work. I'm gonna tell you one thing. They mentioned my name and they did a late motion, and basically said, "Hey, listen, we're worried that." Because they had made an order that basically it was to protect the discovery, and then I guess I put something up, and they were like, "Yo, you still getting stuff," and I knew the DA or the prosecutor was like super just sloppy with it, because what I put up was a police report, and you could get the police report if you knew like the file number to go to the clerk and ask for at the station. You know what I mean? So I was like,
I have a question for you. Why haven't you shown up at this trial?
I should have.
Huh?
And also, I hear musical chairs. Like, once they see me in court, they're going to know what it is.
Then would you show up with your attorney?
Would I show up with an attorney?
Yes.
If I got to show up with an attorney, I would show up. If I'm not legally, see, hey, you do actually bring up a good point. But listen, I am not liable for any criminal charges in this trial. Whether they want to say that how I've acted is how any media or journalistic institution should act. That is up for conversation. But I've definitely not broken any laws. And actually, me being a private citizen, the only person who could have really disobeyed any orders of the court was actually Torey, not Livingston Allen, aka who's academic. So, I mean, tampering with evidence or intimidating witnesses are crimes. I've done neither.
Okay, all right, that's it. That's it. You just made a declaration. I just had to get you on record.
Then I've done neither. Like, first of all, I couldn't tamper with evidence when I had no access to that. As I said, sloppy work by the DA. The DA's talking about publicly, you can pull a police report from anything. You see an accident down the street, you can pull a police report from it.
I do it all the time.
Exactly. So when I heard the DA say, "Hey, he's getting more info on the case, and I think he's seeing discovery," yes, the police report is in discovery, but I didn't get it through this. It would actually have the word discovery on it. Like, it's watermarked with discovery.
For the people who just came in, this is
a legal situation just now.
This is Dennis Byron. He's an investigative reporter. He's been in the trial. He's been sitting in the trial of Meg the Stallion and Torey Lanez on the accusation of Meg the Stallion. He's live right now on Instagram, and he's giving an update of what was said in the trial today when Meg testified.
That document was
when they get finished right here, I'm gonna get into some more of what happened today in trial. But I'm going ahead and letting them do this since they're live right now on Instagram.
He had someone personally go to that court and fetch that document. He shared it with me because we're colleagues and we're friends. And honestly, anybody could have gotten it.
Well, hold on.
By the way, they gave me credit for, I guess because I have the bigger platform, they gave me credit for getting the document when he sent me the document.
So, this is why.
Come on, Casino, man. We ain't gonna provoke no violence on no women now. Come on now.
The police report is typically not released fully. Some parts is a lot of is redacted. So, what that report redacted?
I can tell you right now, I got it. I'm gonna tell you.
Salute, V-Chan, salute.
I'll tell you right now. Okay, here we go. Oh, just off even opening it, yeah, it's redacted. There's a bunch of shit redacted on it. Social Security is redacted, phone numbers are redacted, addresses are redacted. There's even certain redacted information for some of the stuff that has to do with the all the addresses of the witnesses are redacted. Yeah, it just says their names. So it's a redacted document. It's fair game.
Okay. Well, do you think that Megan was right for thinking possibly that you might have had an in the road to Torey's camp?
Wait, repeat that question.
Do you think Megan is justified in believing that you, in particular, might have an inroad into Torey Lanez's camp?
No, I don't think she's wrong for thinking that, but I think she's wrong for jumping to the conclusion. Like, again, it's one thing knowing where I'm getting the information from. It's another thing making that assumption and just claiming I got the information from someone who I didn't. You know what I mean? What happened with Meg is that, Meg took an aim at my platform because I would report certain things. Like, for example, not a lot of media platforms put out the information when it initially came out. TMZ did, that the Muslim class, that went, there's a witness that said that when they saw a Muslim flash and they saw a female. So they didn't say they seen a male. So, and the Muslim flash would be with the gun going on. They said they seen a Muslim flash and a female behind it. You get what I mean? That's important information. I put that out, make sure I lose their mind. You know why? Because, again, and you can watch this too. We're editorializing at this point, but if you listen to what Meg is saying, and if you match the timeline with any time her story changes, she even blatantly said, if you weren't doing these things that were affecting the media, I wouldn't have told on you. So Meg has been very keen about whatever information that came out, till she basically just admitted, I'm only saying you shot me, brother, because you're making me look bad in the media.
Well, what she said was, the only reason why I've come forward as to who shot me, him shooting me, is because he's been doing a proactive approach to the case. He's got in front of it, where she was just trying to let this thing die down and then resolve it privately, but that didn't work that way.
But how could you resolve it privately? They mentioned it today when she was trying to say, I wasn't trying to, in hip hop, they hate snitches. She already talked to the cops. So she didn't say publicly.
No, she did that 4 days afterwards. She did that on the 16th. On the 16th, she started communicating with the detective.
And it took a month later for her to name Torey. And by the way, there was still no charges. I really think if she doesn't name, if they don't think if they don't feel they're confident that she's taking the stand, and again, this is an opinion I'm asking you for. If she is telling them, hey, no way, no how, I'm getting on that stand to testify against Torey. So you could charge them, but I'm not getting on that stand. I think it's not a case. They needed her to do what she did today.
They did.
So, going back to what I'm saying,
she had to be a cooperating victim witness, even for the case to move forward to be indicted. You gotta get to the indictment part. They couldn't indict Torey if she wasn't a cooperating witness.
I
would have to make that mission that make a declaration that he shot her.
I agree, and that's why I come back to say the same point. Meg's obsession with what she believes the media is saying about the incident and what she believes it's actually Torey. Like, she flat out just accused me of saying, hey, listen, Torey just paid you to put out bad stuff. I guess not the case. You get what I mean? And
guys, I just turned off the I just fixed the Wi-Fi. How's it now?
I'll see if it gets better. Hold on. Now, you guys let me know if it gets better. Again, Meg's just been very focused on social media and how the news about the details around the case were being reported. And she really just summed up to say, hey, a bunch of you guys are being paid by Torey. I thought it was fair and even reporting. I reported at one point, Meg said the only word she heard was dance, bitch, dance. Cool. Everybody loved it. Yo, that sounds ridiculous. Okay, whatever. Then I report, well, there's another witness. He's saying he looked out the window and he said he seen a muzzle flash and a woman behind him. She didn't like that.
So you don't frame the narrative.
I mean, I helped put out the random pieces of what was being considered evidence and still are being considered evidence because the individual who said that is going to take the stand. So again, all this tells me is that I was doing the right thing.
Someone had obviously you brought this up. I'm sorry. We had to hear from the witness who said he saw two women fighting. And
yes,
he had to get on the stand. Because that provides a opportunity to present a shadow of doubt. Then you start thinking about if they actually did fight, did the fight go beyond hands? And was the gun grabbed by Chelsea, which, again, based on what I've heard, I don't know if that's really plausible, but we can entertain that when we get more witnesses.
The witness who is Sean Kelly, he said, and this is in the police report, he stated and this is what I'm saying, these things I would report as, hey, this is what a witness is saying. She doesn't like any type of report that doesn't just say Torey shot me. That's the only thing she really appreciates, which I understand. She's a victim, and I definitely, I'm not trying to belittle her or act like she wasn't hurt, because I do believe she was hurt. But this is a case that definitely does. Someone's freedom is hanging in the balance, and if he did it, well, it's gonna be what it's gonna be. And if he didn't do it, you don't want to send somebody wrongly accused.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
Right? And this witness said, look, he said the passenger. And by the way, his keep in mind, it's 2 years ago. His statement he gave that night is lining up very accurately with all the holes we're asking about what Meg said. It's lining up pretty. I'm gonna read it. He stated he heard arguing outside of his bedroom. He looked outside and observed the black Escalade. He stated the passenger door was open and observed 4 suspects, 2 males, 2 females. Kelly stated one male was heavyset, second was thin-built. He stated the rear passenger exited from the vehicle, one of the females, heard about 4 to 5 shots. Kelly stated both males were punching, closed fists, one of the females and dragged her into the vehicle. Remember my theory I told you? Hey, if somebody got a gun, you got to disarm her some way, somehow, okay? And drag her into the vehicle, right? No one ever said, or Megan's never alluded to saying she got dragged into the vehicle. It seemed like she went back into the vehicle, even though, she was definitely hot with it. The vehicle fled southbound on Nichols Cannon, whatever. So, again, that is the witness that's going to, of all these witnesses, I haven't seen any other witness, number one be as detailed, but I don't think any other witness is going to be given a statement like Sean Kelly. And I think Sean Kelly is going to be the one to say, no, there were 2 women fighting each other. And again, I think if you omit the part that 2 women were fighting, you get to drive a narrative that Torey got dissed about his music and shot a woman because of his music. But if you actually take into account that maybe there was a physical altercation between 2 women, maybe there was the shooter is in question, because it's not that, because right now it seemed to be Kelsey is someone who just cares about her best friend. Because even the prosecutor stated that Torey punched Kelsey when Kelsey was trying to stop Torey from approaching Meg after he shot her. Kelsey looks like the one who's defending her best friend.
Do you actually, honestly, even using criminal thinking, that's plausible? Do you think that perhaps they did have a fight, and maybe Torey pulled the firearm out to put some fear into Megan, because maybe Megan might have been putting hands on him?
Definitely. See, these are theories. Okay, and by the way, because it's taking so long, I know we're in the process of trial now. But again, if you could, I think I've asked everybody this question. I'll ask you too. It's clear there's no smoking gun, right? It's clear there's no gotcha. Here's the video.
There was a warm gun, but I know, no pun
intended. Yeah. So essentially, it's all going to be about narratives and theories and what makes the most sense. And a lot of circumstantial stuff. So okay, I think that theory. If you're saying 2 women are fighting, maybe also Meg got a little physical with Torey too, and then Torey grabs a gun trying to get them to stop fighting. Maybe he says, "Y'all about to just shoot at the ground," or whatever the case is. Bullet fragments.
So why didn't Kelsey catch any bullet fragments? If you believe that theory.
Well, okay. That's why that theory don't hold no water, because allegedly Kelsey was behind the gun. Why would you need to shoot to break up a fight if one of the people who allegedly would have been fighting is behind?
I don't know what the fuck's going on. Got a whole bunch of admirers and haters and all that shit in here. Yeah, I am minding my business, doing content, and here y'all rabbit is over here worried about me. I'm good. Y'all don't hear me crying as much as y'all crying. I don't understand that shit. I'm over here being great, doing my content. Y'all niggas got your own channel. Some of y'all niggas ain't got shit. That's why y'all over here worrying about me. I'm good. I collected my money, I collected my checks, and I'm doing it all over again. It's easier now.
So the gun, did anyone know that
the 4,000 unsubscribed account? That's still a small channel, bro.
Arrived, there was a gun on the floorboard. They picked the gun up from the
get that right back
in the passenger seat.
Get it right back. I'll be monetized in, I'll say 3 weeks.
Would it be the driver?
And y'all will be mad all over again.
Or would it be because remember, this car belongs to the driver or Torey. Meg came to Kylie's house in another vehicle.
Yeah.
So I don't think Megan was running around with the pistol.
But apparently, when they get into the car with Torey, they brought luggage or they brought some type of bags. Who knows if there might have been a pistol in said bags?
That's a possibility.
Also,
you
know what struck me as odd, and I want to hear
Why are you here?
The prosecutor in opening
Then y'all niggas wonder why I be flying y'all out and blocking y'all niggas, cause y'all cancers to a nigga channel.
Kelsey,
I'm trying to let y'all niggas stay here.
Why you ain't charged?
Y'all niggas gonna cry like some little bitches as soon as I got them block off.
That's a good question. Why did you charge them if they believe that? Why didn't you charge them with an aggravated? It says they amended the charges during jury selection. Why didn't you charge them with assault? That's a good point. Why didn't they charge them? If they believe that, why didn't they charge them with that as well? And
no, y'all niggas are cancers to anybody's channel.
To that charge, so that you make a good point that
all y'all bitch ass niggas like to go and flag niggas channels and all that shit like that. Y'all niggas can take that coke shit over there.
It means it definitely does mean 100,000% Kelsey has to be saying that tomorrow, because who else would be saying it? I mean,
y'all niggas got all that hate in your heart.
Seen a man
don't support woman. Black people. Y'all niggas try to tear black people down.
Your narrative, especially that witness ain't even testifying for you, he's testifying for the defense.
Hold on a second.
So,
I want to say, AK, what you're
we about to find out.
I got
if you was one of them niggas false flagging, you too busy gonna be on your ass.
In this game, and she says, why you're going to win Torey.
That's because people are trying to enjoy the content. While y'all niggas just want to chat in the damn sit here and trolling and shit.
Well, give them commissary. I don't know.
I'm not talking about you, Chicky Channel TV.
Well, hey,
I'm talking about these other wabbits.
Again, I don't want to.
I'm not talking to you, Chicky Channel. I'm only talking to the people. They know who I'm talking to.
It seems a little bit sloppy on the part of the prosecutors. You lead with this narrative that doesn't make sense.
They mad because they ain't gonna make no content.
I hear you tell me
because I ain't responding to them.
Why you can call me Uncle Tom Byron? Don't do that. Don't do that, player. I'm from the Bronx, man. Don't do that. I'm from the South Bronx. You know, Uncle Tom in my blood. Don't do that. All right, go ahead. I'm sorry. Just entertain your comment.
So again, I think the narrative the prosecutor try to push is just to any rational human being trying to use some critical thinking skills here. You don't get dissed about your music and get shot. Like if somebody dissed me,
think about it. I got a solid support system. So
abilities.
You count. Y'all counting my numbers. Keep counting.
Under the influence to say, you know what, I'm shooting. Okay. Now, I would believe using a weapon is an escalation tactic once you already got police physical, right? Maybe things have been building, and I just don't think the prosecutor has even given an attempt to try to show.
How you left me dry? Did you see? You didn't see me on Kwame's platform today.
From the party, escalating to the point someone says, "I'm grabbing this gun," and the reason why is because it wouldn't follow the narrative they're trying to have.
Okay, so here's something else, and I'm listening to you. Megan knew Kelsey for 13
I'm not
years.
responding to y'all no more though. We got something else going on right now, so y'all can talk to y'all self.
Clearly, her allegiance would be to Kelsey, someone that is a close friend of hers. How far did that allegiance go?
But y'all don't cry when those flags come back on y'all channels. I'm just saying.
If you have a friendship for 13 years.
Because I'm learning how to goddamn do the same thing y'all did to me. Eye for eye.
Smashing her.
Everybody that I feel like trolling me, if you got a count, you start a channel.
Like
if it's happened habitually, and if we believe the defense that, well, it happened to the baby, it happened with other individuals like the baby, and keep in mind, the baby who he just volunteered this information. He said, well, I had sex with Megan the day before, which means that was...
So all y'all that got my name in your mouth and all that trolling and all that harassing me, don't say nothing when it comes back to you.
That was building. Maybe this is a feeling of resentment again,
remember, Megan's also paying this young lady. She's paying her. She's on a payroll. She's on a payroll.
Well, damn, I know she was on the payroll.
Right, but she might not react how somebody on the payroll will react when you're a friend of 13 years. Now you're upset. You're gonna argue. And again, I'm not saying that means you fight. I'm not saying that all of a sudden you just start fighting. But
okay, well, let's fly you out there since nobody care about my content. I don't know why you're here.
Cool that you did it. You know what I mean? Whatever the case is.
See you later, homeboy.
I think there was a little bit of argument there, and plus, you got to imagine everybody's throwing these barbs at each other. That's why I think Torey called one. Hey, your music ain't even good, brother. Like, you're trash. You get what I mean?
Hold on. I got to do some housekeeping. Listen, anyone that's watching this stream right now, you buy yourself a badge. We're gonna end the stream real soon if you're not supporting the stream. You buy your badges, or we cutting this off. I don't care. I got court tomorrow.
Yes, support my man.
Follow the page. And make sure you turn on your notifications, because I'm going to be giving you gavel to gavel reporting from inside the courtroom. So if you're following the page, you're halfway there. If you're subscribing, you're all the way there. And we're turning it up. Let's go, Hack.
I'm gonna be there, buddy.
So again, I'm thinking it gets real personal in that car. Real personal. Everybody's kind of going at each other, and I do believe it gets physical in that car. Meg, let me not say Meg may have hit someone. Maybe someone hit Meg, right? Maybe they're all kind of hitting each other. Then
I can flag everybody that's harassing my channel.
I want to get out. Let me out. Right? Keep in mind, apparently she had gotten out before, and then they convinced her to get back in. And then the second time when she gets out, that's when the shots get fired. So this clearly was not a easy go and ride where they're just arguing. I could imagine.
Yeah, you got a good point there. If the man shot you, why did you get back in the car?
By the way, here's another thing that Meg said, which I think that's why she didn't want to say too much. She said in the Gayle King interview, I never got physical with no one. I never did anything.
Said that.
Yeah, she blatantly lied. She said that she didn't have no sexual relationship with Torey. But then get in court today and say, yeah, we had one. What else you lying about, man?
But now, this is another thing. Well, you said you also didn't put hands on anyone. Did you?
She claimed she didn't beat the girl ass.
So if they start
we're about to find out tomorrow.
Direct examination, cross-examination. The defense has not put on their case yet. So the more they chisel away at her credibility, the more the jury is more likely to not convict him on all the counts. They're just not going to allow him to get convicted on 3 counts while she's lying.
Yeah,
I don't see that happening.
Yeah, do you think that last charge, the discharge of a firearm, do you think that's probably the DA's office kind of like saying to themselves, hey, this is a high profile case. We need a win. They need some win.
Yeah, we're gonna see how funny it is when y'all so-called content creators, when y'all ass get clapped.
But it has to be based on some evidence. They just can't just throw charges on you. But I had a defense attorney, Keisha El Shabazz, on the other day, and she did say that this is typical, and they can add, and it's a felony charge. It's not a lesser charge. I mean, it is a lesser charge, but it's a felony still, which is punishable by state time.
And also would mess up his, immigration status.
Wouldn't that be more incentive for him to fight this? Do you think that played a factor in him taking the position that maybe we got to blame someone else for this? I can't get sent back to Canada, be banned from America. Deportation is a motivating factor to do strange things.
True. Hey, do you believe that? Let's say we believe what Meg said, that Torey is pleading with them once he sees, the cops turn the lights.
Right.
And he said, "Yeah, I'm a felon. Hey, listen, I can't go." Do you think maybe we now find out he's not?
No,
maybe
he might have been Catholic. He might be Catholic.
Don't worry about it when you wake up and her shit gone too.
Because
you know why.
That's easier to explain at that moment rather than saying, "Hey, if this shit, if I get caught for this shit, I might get deported." Which, he's been in situations before where he's got charges before, and clearly he's beaten them or whatever. But he knows that his immigration status is always up for,
it's more motivation.
I think they're gonna try to just hit him with a gun charge, y'all.
Others, but when you let me ask you a question. No, I'm not going to ask a question to make a statement. With that in mind, why fire a gun? Because firing the gun in that part of the city is going to bring some heat to you. So I don't know. Is Kelsey a shooter? And then,
hey,
hold on. Let me make another point. Gun was olive green. He came to court in a light green suit. I don't think that was missed by too many people.
Wow.
None of my guns are green.
Right. That's the woman gun.
That's probably a wrong suit choice for the day.
It was kind of ironic, and it wasn't missed upon many of us in the media pool.
Wow. Hey, by the way, thinking about other charges, since they did add that one charge, right? I'm wondering how close or how much they looked at to try to possibly.
But y'all notice what they didn't charge him with? They didn't charge him with an aggravated assault.
Allegedly. You assaulted the other.
They only charge him with gun-related charges.
Also, it's being said that you basically drag one of them back to the car. That sounds like kidnapping charge.
Well, unlawful imprisonment, which is a lesson to kidnapping.
Yeah,
because kidnapping would bring you had.
And they didn't charge him with so-called. They say he punched Kelsey and pulled her by her heel, but they didn't charge him with that. That's a little strange.
To stop someone, from moving freely. I don't know if that statute is. I don't know what they call it in California, but it's typically, of course, different parts of the country. I don't think that they were leaving anyway. They were going home. She was close to the house. She was close to where they were staying. So I don't think that.
But Meg keeps saying she was in fear. So if I'm the police, listen to the story. You're in fear. Now you get shot and you get back in the car. I gotta start asking you the questions of, hey, did he tell you better get back in the car? Did he threaten you with the gun to get back in the car?
That's a good question, That's a good question, Big Ed.
Did he lift you up?
The fact that 5 shots were fired from a gun. If someone says get back in the car, which one are you going to do? You going to scream, help, or are you going to get back in the car?
But that would be proof of unlawful imprisonment.
No, not necessarily. Were they going to the hospital? Were they trying to? Because he had a bloody towel in the car. Were they planning on going to the hospital? We don't know what their next destination was. Were they going to treat her at the house? Were they going to call one of these backroom doctors to come treat her? Thanks for that cash app. That was one. Let's run the numbers up. Ack, where's your juice at, brother? Oh, you got to hit me up. You got to hit the cash app too, Ack. You know you do.
You have a personal club, brother.
Yeah. Your people saying that you're a man of your word. I want to see.
So
your people say you're a man of your word. I want to see what you made of.
No. And me and you, we gonna talk. I show love, brother.
All right, we'll see. We shooting Dutch 2. You know that, right?
You said what?
Did Manny say we're shooting Dutch 2 right now?
I have no idea what you're talking
Dutch. It's the movie. The one Gunner was in.
Oh yeah. No. I know he.
We're shooting it right now.
Holy crap, man! Hey, as I said, going back to even that interaction, that got to be some type of. If you intimidate a witness after you shot him, tell him to get back in the car. That feels like a check. I don't know. But that goes into my theory that this case is mostly PR driven.
I believe so too.
This case is primarily PR driven.
I believe so too. I believe this case is highly PR driven.
We have all the evidence we need, and we have an abundance of evidence to prove this without a. Can y'all even hear me?
It's PR driven. That's her contention, that it's PR driven, coming from Torey's family.
Okay.
That's a contention, that it's PR driven, coming from Torey's camp. Are you saying that you believe it's coming from Megan's camp?
I don't know. Well, no, I was saying that this case and why it's, even been done in this manner, I think it's.
I'm gonna help you out, Ronald Jones. I'm gonna block you so you ain't got to worry about that bullshit no more.
I think they know it's gonna be egg on their face, and I think that they're trying to pull out all stops because, again, you have charged this guy.
And I agree with you.
And y'all niggas that's in here not adding no value to my channel, I might just block all y'all. Keep on. I don't need y'all on 2.0. We're going a different route over here.
The phone call from the jail.
I can go without y'all.
Torey Lanez a week ago.
So keep up the bullshit. I'll block all y'all.
Why did you only listen to that piece of evidence a week ago? Are you reaching for straws? Are you looking under rocks now? 2.5 years later, there were multiple calls made from that.
Matter of fact, Blizzy, we're gonna holler at your homeboy. We don't need you over here. I'd rather get new, because you'll run off any new subscribers I have. So, Blizzy, we'll see you, homeboy. Nah, I didn't block Sis. I'm letting Sis stay. But you getting blocked. Holler at you.
That might be. You tell me if this would make sense. Maybe the detective who was in charge of the case was the one who got dismissed, and then it now falls, even though it's already in the hands of the prosecutor, in gathering some of these things, it falls on whoever is the replacement detective, and he's now trying to come up with.
I got rid of those trolls, y'all, so now y'all can concentrate on what's going on.
Need to prosecute the case because was there I'm guessing there was a sidebar done about the detective that basically was dismissed from the force, and Torey's can't claim it was because of similar allegations, but is he going to be called? Like, what's going on?
That's what they do, Melissa.
Well, he's been mentioned. The defense is going to have him on their witness list. The defense is going to call him, and it's important that they call him because just like I asked the question, why did it take almost 2.5 years for that piece of evidence to be discovered? What was happening? What steps did he take in investigating this entire case? Because 2.5 years later, you listening to his call? Like, I don't understand that. That should have been something that they would have checked once he got released, once he got signed. But again, the LA PD has a bunch of cases, so I don't know.
And this is obviously a question of opinion here. How focused and locked in or prepared, or, I guess it's a readiness question, does the defense look compared to the prosecutor? Because I thought out the gate when I heard about the opening statements, I said, the prosecutors, they're just chilling. The defense is coming to play ball.
No matter how prepared you are, you don't know what the other side's evidence is going to do to your case. It doesn't really matter how prepared you are. You don't know what evidence is going to be more powerful than the next piece of evidence until you go through a timeline and a sequence of presenting the evidence and how well one piece of evidence is connected to the next piece of evidence. So, to answer your question, the prosecution has a formidable opponent. Now, with that said, said the defense had to have something to work with. They had to have something to work with. And we haven't seen the defense's case, so it's not over yet. But all I said earlier today was that Megan did well as a witness. She didn't do bad as a witness. Now they got to go and chisel away at the prosecution's job thus far with their witnesses, because again, cross is one thing, direct is another. Then when the defense puts on their case, their direct is going to be under crossed by the prosecution. So the prosecution is going to
he could be deported for this.
Well.
Now,
If any of those charges stick, he will be deported.
I hate to put you on the spot, but if we're exploring this, and I know, by the way, this is the real people's lives and freedom definitely hang in the balance, but we're just trying to get a semblance of maybe how, if you were a random person in that jury pool and you had to sit with this information after 2 days, score it like a heavyweight fight, like the first day, which is mostly opening statements, versus of course the big witness, which is the victim.
Star witness.
Yes, testifying the second day.
I give this case to the prosecution today. I give this
He's from Canada.
to the prosecution. Yesterday to the defense.
Okay.
I think he's from Toronto.
The defense was able to point out that all the cops who responded had less than 3 years on the job investigating a crime.
Yeah, and they fucked up that investigation, y'all.
They had less than 3 years on the job.
The cops.
There were no. The lead on it was police officer Garcia. No, police officer Diaz. He was the lead, and she only had 6 months on the job investigating this case.
How the hell you got 6 months on the job and you the lead?
Yeah, remember she testified yesterday that she had 3 years on the force. This case is 2.5 year case, so that's 6 months on the job.
Wow.
So he was able to point out that these weren't the most seasoned cops investigating this case. So I thought that was something to consider. But then coming back with this witness, the star witness today, he gives it to the prosecution. Tomorrow may be different. So if we're gonna keep score every day, we're gonna come back and say, hey, this is look good for the prosecution. This is looking good for the defense. This is right. This is a.
And by the way, to be fair, your star, after you put your star witness up there, you should score a point in the sense of people should feel like your story's making more of the sense after you put the witness who you're kind of banking the case on, right? Like,
right, absolutely.
If you felt differently, this should go. Right? You know what I mean?
Well, Kelsey's gonna be the cherry on top of the.
Yeah, Kelsey's testimony tomorrow, y'all, is gonna be very crucial.
We put a cherry on top.
Cause we want to hear her say that Torey punched her and pulled her by her
She's like
hair.
star witness B. Really.
We want to find out how she got that gunpowder on her hand,
She's more important than Megan.
and find out that Megan really beat her ass. That's gonna be very important, y'all.
She sees what happens. Meg already pigeonholed herself into saying, "I never spoke."
And while she was on the phone with Torey, while Meg was in the hospital, while she helped bail him out, if he shot her friend.
Somewhere in close vicinity that she can get that residue. So she is probably a better viewer of what happened than Meg.
Because Meg said she only saw Torey
The driver know what happened.
with the gun.
Well, I really just
So if she say that she had that gun with Torey and Meg just sat there and
I
lied
think that dude is Sri Lanka right now.
and said she didn't see her,
You won't hear from him. You won't hear from him for till at least 2024, man. He got paid off. He's on a nice vacation.
That's not good for Torey.
Well, it's gonna be what it is, but trust me, it's. By the way, which is so ironic, and I brought this up when I told him a lot.
it is funny.
So,
They don't bring that driver.
There was
Something
a
ain't right. They don't bring that driver.
Like a 7-minute long thing where they claimed to be the bodyguard, kind of recounted what happened. If you can't get him, you have to find out some way to try to prove that his
And that bodyguard.
of of the events.
Going to come in. You can't bring the evidence. It's hearsay. You got to bring in the person. Unless he's dead, he has to come in to.
Can't find him. Can't find this guy.
He can't come in. The judge is not going to let it in. It's not coming in. It's not coming in.
You probably right.
You need someone to. You need him in to substantiate that is his voice. When did he record it? How did you receive it? So it's not coming in.
I still can't understand why he wouldn't be in though. Like it just doesn't make any sense.
You answered the question. He won't be in because he got paid off. Instead of lying, instead of perjuring himself, he just don't come in.
Listen,
in another country.
Hey, I think he could get around perjuring himself with some of the bank tactics. Bring yourself in there, and you could answer enough questions and dip and duck and say, "Hey, it was 2 years ago. My memories."
I want everyone to know I'm not saying with accent. I'm not saying that Meg had tactics. I don't want to use the word tactics because that implies that she manufactured.
No, I won't say manufacturer, but she had a game plan. And by the way, if you don't believe she was well prepped before she got on that stand, she walked in with about 2 to 3 astute attorneys who probably, gave her proper guidance on scenarios that she could face on that witness stand. Anyone who's
and we're still going to go over another person that was in the trial.
They don't even do it for a deposition. You think they won't do it for
another person that took notes in the trial?
That you could possibly perjure yourself. I think she was. I think
she's still supposed to testify, Kylie Jenner.
I'm not saying
she haven't testified yet.
Right, but she knew how to deal with some of the traps that the defense would kind of put, and she kind of knew, for the most part, what the prosecutor was going to ask. And I think that's fair. Everybody briefs their witness, whether it's prosecution.
They prep them. Of course. Line of questioning.
And her lawyer was probably giving her ultimate, just infinite amount of hours on, hey, listen, remember, when you're saying this, you can't say it like this because that's something that could open us up to some other stuff.
To your point, today, during the 15-minute break, which actually didn't go a whole 15 minutes, upon return, there was a sidebar with the lawyers. As soon as they came back in the court, it was a sidebar. The next question was asked after the sidebar was, during the break, did you communicate with the prosecutor? If
you're 100% right about that, Melissa.
What did they tell you how to?
Because we're seeing a public lynching in
essentially
real time.
How to respond to questions from the defense, something to that effect. And they did actually communicate with her. And it's important to understand.
Is that normal?
That's a good point. If they're taking a break, why are you talking to the witness that's on the stand, still on the stand? You shouldn't really be having any ex parte style communication with the witness while she's under examination and the jury's still sitting there. They just took a break. So that was an important point. It went in front of the jury. So it may get the jury to think that she's being prepped for every step of the way, and the lawyer was able to put that in front of the jury to hear that. I thought that was important to, for him to point that out. And how did he know that they huddled? It was a break. So I thought that was interesting. I don't know if many people picked up on that, but I thought that was important when he came back and questioned the weapon.
I'm glad you explained it like this because everybody else explained it like she was talking to her own lawyers that she walked in with, and maybe they gave her some, hey, listen, you need to do this. I didn't know it was a prosecutor. That seems grossly.
So I didn't know. Other people talked about that. I didn't know.
Yeah. They talked about it, and I didn't know it was the prosecution. That sounds like that should. That's not up and up right there. That seems like
if it was a lawyer's, they work. They work for her. They work for her. That's it. But when the prosecution does it, you're giving the side eye because she is a key witness. Yeah. And if the prosecution thinks their case is not as strong as it is, then they may need to coach her a little better.
Yeah, no, that's crazy. That's great. Did the judge comment on that or no?
No, well, they had a sidebar. You know, the sidebars, you don't know what's said. They do a takedown. Takedown meaning the transcriber is taking the stuff down, but we don't know what is said because that's not something that is played in front of the jury. That's the reason why they have a sidebar, so no one would know what's being said.
Okay. My bad, y'all. I don't know what happened. Let me refresh it real quick. Every now and then it'll freeze up.
Sorry, guys. It didn't happen. It didn't happen. She didn't fold. As a matter of fact, she was very assertive in areas where it matters. She was very assertive in areas where it matters. This is why her testimony was compelling, even to the point where she said she wanted to kill herself. And obviously, this is not the first time I heard this. When Cardi B was on the witness stand testifying against Tasha K, I heard that then. And the reaction was similar as far as the emotion. So it's plausible. The woman lost her mother. She's dealing with all this. She met him right after, not too long after her mother died. This guy was supposed to be someone that she was building with. I mean, these are factors that, you know, I don't think the jury knows that part, but I'm saying to you based on what I know of what was going on with her during that time. You know, this is just, you can't ignore the fact she doesn't have someone to lean on. Her mother, she doesn't have a best friend because they are at odds. You know,
she fucking behind her.
Industry friends are not the same as your real friends. We both know this.
But the only friend she had, she fucking all her boyfriends.
One thing I got like that was
she
kind of contextualized by like bloggers and I want to see if you could you know, either corroborate or vouch for this. Apparently, when they played the recording of Torey apologizing, it seemed like in context he was maybe apologizing for maybe initiating situations or maybe revealing things that may have led to escalating the argument rather than saying, "Hey, I'm sorry for shooting you." Now, I don't think it's ever, you know, directed, so you got to make a gut call on it. But they say in context, you would probably draw that conclusion rather than say he's apologizing for the shots fired.
What I gleaned from that phone call was that one, he's calling on a police phone with a pen that is tracked, that all calls were being recorded. He was in a guarded position as to what he was going to say on that call, and he's not going to say on the give. He has the right to make time, but he's also in a detention center, and they tell you on these calls that all calls are being recorded. He is that at the preview of putting a call out. So he could have simply been in a guarded position, not saying what he really wanted to say. He's not going to say, "Hey, I'm sorry for shooting you." Like, no, we don't need. We got the case right here. This is open shot. He says it. He apologizes. He says enough so she can know that he has some remorse. He's not going to say, I'm sorry for shooting you. He's not going to do that. He's smart in that.
Well, it leaves it up to interpretation then, right? It leaves it up to interpretation that maybe he wasn't apologizing for that. He was apologizing for other things. I don't, again, it's coming back to narrative. You know,
okay,
narrative.
So who else is better to explain what that apology meant? Him. He has to take the stand to explain what he was apologizing for.
I think it's a possibility.
He might have to. If this case is, the only reason why he would take the stand,
I want to see. He should take the stand.
Not making that case. That's the only reason why he would take the stand.
If Kelsey drops 50 tomorrow, Torey taking a stand.
Hell yeah. I said the same thing.
If Kelsey got to drop 50, when I mean drop 50, she breaks it down so well that forget Meg's BS narrative. Like, when I mean BS narrative,
I don't put me in that one.
No. When I say BS narrative, I'm saying that she omits things when she wants, so it's hard to follow. If Kelsey gets up there and says the good, the bad, and the ugly, and lays it all the way down, and everybody court are just
okay, we're gonna listen about 2 more minutes of this, and I'm gonna play old girl what she had to say about
that would happen.
What happened in court.
I think Torey might have taken a stand.
Because I think he's pretty much laid out what he
Jaquan, the driver from Zimbabwe. We gotta get him back. We gotta get him back for late testimony, and he gotta say the right things for Torey.
I think she had
Torey's got to take a stand, and because they're gonna listen. He's gonna take the stand. If she drops 50, he has to take the stand.
Let me ask you this question too, though. In how many? And I know you're definitely more seasoned and been through more of these and seen more of these, like how they play out. In how many? Give me a percentage, and obviously this has to be correct, but just from your opinion, what percentage of these cases usually the victim testifies?
90%.
Oh, really? Because the victim.
The victim always testifies.
Unless the victim.
Not the defendant. That's a different story.
Okay. I thought that, even with how Meg was talking, she was hoping that the DA was going to make this case without needing her to testify. It's like she was saying.
At that point, I think that
all right. So what we're gonna do now, y'all?
No antics, but I think
what we're gonna do now is we're gonna listen to. I think they're just pretty much speculating right now. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna listen to the female that was in court, and she's the same female that we listened to yesterday, and when she was giving a rundown on what was going on in court. So she had a lot to say as far as what Meg testified to, and I think her account of what happened is more thorough. So I'm gonna go ahead and play what her account, what she said, and I'm gonna just let y'all hear it real quick. Fair use, fair use.
I don't give a fuck what nobody tell you. I don't think that.
Hold on, let me back up just a little bit.
And bones of like exactly what happened because when she ran into some issue getting into the courtroom today. I heard.
So she was actually in the courtroom, y'all.
I heard
just like old boy was. She was in the courtroom, and now she's gonna tell what was
fucking like particular.
What was said,
and it wasn't worth half the motherfucking house. So by the time she got off the stand, everybody and their mama should have been allowed up in that bitch. After we wasted our damn time all day, I don't give a fuck what nobody tell you. I don't think that the shit was a good look, and I can tell you every reason why. Okay, so Megan got there looking like Jada Pinkett and Boo if she was a fucking avatar, and if she had went by Barney House and they take her to soup for her ass. I think that the ball was cute. It was giving court. It was giving volume. Okay, it was giving all of that. It was not lost on me that the purple that you wore was, in my opinion, to support domestic violence survivors because purple is the color for domestic violence. So we come in and I look and I'm just feeling like here goes stunts, here goes shows, here goes the bullshit. Okay, here goes the bullshit. I was just like, oh, can we get this shit started? So, I love you too, you know that. And so, they checked the phones to be out, and then they went to the witness. We went directly into Megan getting on the stand. And so Megan came in, and somebody wanted me to describe Megan. What would I say? Megan is a beautiful girl, like I've always said. She's as big as I thought she was. There don't have to be a negative thing. She's a tall girl, Lanez the Stallion, right? She was as big as I thought she was. I want to know what filter or Photoshop shit she be using, because when Megan first got in the game, she had real bad, not real bad, she had acne. She had skin issues, like a lot of people do. That's not big. But there were points I felt like she didn't have glass skin, which has been so clear. she have a cluster on her cheek of acne, and I just want to know what she uses to blur that out, because you know that I love my filters in my Photoshop. Well, I don't use Photoshop, but if you use Photoshop, let me know what you're doing so that I can do that too. Because yeah, but pretty girl, beautiful girl. Body, she was pretty. She was pretty. Y'all saw her, right? I feel like she looked pretty, but it wasn't all for me about the colors and and everything else that was going on. I would like somebody removed from the jury pool. Absolutely, I would like to speak on that. Nobody has spoken on this, but I would like to speak on that. There is a member of the jury that is giving me hottie energy, and her gut is telling me that I can't trust her. Okay? She came in the court and had a thong showing.
What?
Mid-section right, and had a top that was cut like this and all like this and all like that.
Oh, she was on her hot girl shit.
I personally felt like
real hot girl shit.
She's giving me hot girl energy. You know, she looked like she listened to Body Yachty. So I want her removed. I want her removed for her wardrobe because I just don't feel like she's for the people. Megan is coming in. Somebody talking about it. We love you, Meg. It was one person. And outside as Megan got out of the car, they said, Megan, why you lie on that boy? That's what the fuck they said.
Hell no.
But when she got upstairs, one body said, I love you, Meg. We love you, Meg. When Megan got into the courtroom, she looked visibly shaken. You can tell when somebody looks nervous and stuff like that. And what I will say is that does not speak to guilt or innocence. You understand what I'm saying? Because the police officers that have probably had to, testify before and shit like that, they got nervous on the stand. It can be very intimidating to, sit up in front of people.
Especially when you about to go there and
go
just
over
tell
certain
some
things
bullshit.
and talk about things that are personal to you and stuff like that. So I'm not going to say that her appearance to be nervous was a negative thing, okay? But I will note that she did seem nervous. She was even asked if she was nervous, after she was sworn in and she sat down. And she said, no, I just don't feel good, but we'll get to that in a second. So they asked Megan, does she know Torey? Okay, that was the first question. And she put on the fake cry. Yes, I know him.
Just like she did on Old Girl Interview.
And she already, that's in her gut. They said what she got on, what he got on. And so she described his outfit and shit like that. And so it was a fake, it was a theatrics. It was the bullshit. Let the emotion come and just give us the fucking answer. Because all this other shit is already pissing me the fuck off. So I roll my eyes.
Hey, old girl is a straight food.
Girl,
This shit now.
save it later. Please, save it for later, bitch.
Oh, hey.
So, she said Torey used to be friends.
Hey, listen.
She met him
You gotta break down, like, I was telling you the podcast today, so I missed all the updates of what happened in court. I need to be there to break down what was really going on out here.
And see what he wants to know today. Later, please.
Oh, hey. It was good.
What's going on, academic?
Hey, listen. You gotta break down, like, I was doing a podcast today, so I missed all the updates of what happened in court. I need you people to break down what was really going on out here.
Oh, well, Megan brought her ass up in there, looking nervous. Okay, just talked about how she was. I just got into it too, so perfect timing. So Megan came in looking nervous. They pulled her in and sat her down. So they said, do you know Torey? Yes, I know Torey. Can you point out Torey? He's right there.
No, she didn't come in there with that bullshit.
So I thought that it was a little bit too much out the gate. But to say that no tears fell, but she was making this crying noise. Okay?
Wait, no tears.
Just like she did on Gail.
From my vantage point, I saw not one tear throughout the duration of the questioning all day.
Keep it a being with me. Once you ever heard it, start really coming out.
Right. She was doing the Gail shit. She was making the noises. If them people sit up and say that Megan was crying tears, that's a lie. That is a out motherfucking lie. Okay? Because there were no tears. She was
no
there.
Stop bubbles?
Huh?
No stop bubbles? None of that?
No. No.
Oh man.
So they asked
Oh, I seen that. Let me get up on that jump.
Oh, hold up.
Malago Grove.
I don't know what the hell just happened. Why my shit just skipped up like that? I don't know why it skipped like that. I love y'all. Oh shit. So something happened, y'all. The video went on private all of a sudden. So maybe he's seen that with people recording that shit. Let me see if I still got it on what's the name. Well, Academic has put the video on private, so that got interrupted. Maybe I'll have to come back and redo it. So let me pull up what. Oh damn, that ain't there no more. Well, y'all, we heard what somebody said inside of the court. Let me recap what was said inside of the court. You know, obviously he put this video on private, so I don't know. Damn, yeah, he fucked that. That fucked that up. I don't know what just happened, but anyway, from what the girl was saying, from what I seen earlier, and it'll probably be back up. Maybe I could come back and talk about it later. But she said Meg came in there and they asked her, did she have a sexual relationship with Torey? She had to admit that yes, she did have a sexual relationship with Torey, and it just came out that she did not say that. She denied that she jumped on her friend, even though the witness had already said that she witnessed her getting out the truck and jumping on her friend. So she also said that she was a little big rig. We're about to get up out of here in a second. I know it's real late. It's 3:30 at nighttime. I started this live late. I should have probably did it earlier or whatever. But she denied putting her hands on her friend and everything. So it's going to be a whole bunch of shaky things in this trial. I just want to bring y'all a little bit of update from the people who was actually in there. But I know it's getting late right now, so I think I'm going to have to continue on this. But here, I'm going to let this... I'm gonna go to one live, one news outlet that kind of reported on what they saw, and we can kind of compare what she was saying compared to what old girl was saying. So I'm gonna play this real quick, and then we'll get up out of here. I know it's kind of late. I hope what old boy was saying kind of gave us an insight. Tomorrow's gonna be day 3. They're gonna have Meg's friend come in there and talk about what happened. And maybe we can go back and see what Meg said. Maybe the video will be back up. We can go back to see what Meg said compared to what this girl is saying. So we're gonna just do it like that. You about to hit the road? Where you going at? Where you headed to, Big Rig? Okay, so let's see what this news reporter had to say. She ain't black like the one that we just heard. I think she gave a better detail. They need to hire her. Yeah, ABC or NBC, one of these folks, they need to hire that woman, man. She's very thorough with what she was saying. But let's check this out real quick.
Rapper Lanez the Stallion arrived at a Los Angeles courthouse this morning, where she testified about what she says happened on the night of July 12th, 2020.
Okay. Aurora, Illinois.
Tory Lanez is accused of shooting her after a night out, but his attorney claims that he's innocent and that this is all just a case of jealousy. ABC's Zareen Shah was in the courtroom today. Zareen, what did Megan say happened that night?
Lindsay, it wasn't just what she said happened, it's how she said it. She was really emotional in court today. She said this story is not just about a shooting. This story is about who I had sex with. You remember yesterday the defense, they're really pitting her against her friend, talking about the fact that they've shared intimate partners, multiple intimate partners. She said in court today, I had just done a song with Beyonce. I did something of my dreams and I was shot at. And she said, they're calling this the Lanez the Stallion trial. I am not on trial.
Yeah,
I
he is.
wish he would have killed me. If I knew I would have to go through this torture, I wish he would have killed me.
Man,
she did
she
say
playing
a lot
real
that was
big.
very, very important. Aside from
What
just some
she
of the
is
really emotional things that she said, she dropped some bombshell. She says that Torey offered her $1 million to keep quiet. That he said, please don't say anything. And then he told her, I was already caught with a gun. I'm on probation. She says he was not worried about her at all.
Wow, really dramatic testimony there. And what did Torey's attorney tell you that their goal was for the cross-examination today?
You know what, I asked him right before lunch? I said, so what's your goal? What do you hope to accomplish today? He said, we're going to show how she lies. And you could certainly tell sitting in that courtroom that that was their goal. The attorney said, the defense attorney said, you lied on national TV. Megan said, yes. He said, you lied to Detective Stockton. She said, yes. He said, you lied about having an intimate relationship with Torey. She said, yes. We know that she has
You
not
did
had
all this
a
fucking
relationship
lying.
with Torey. She now says they did have an intimate relationship. And then the defense attorney pressed her on some really granular details. And there were some moments where she said, I don't remember. I could have. Maybe. You could tell that he was really trying to poke holes in her story, too, that she gave to her lawyers. He also said yesterday, Lindsay, and this was one of the most interesting things I think he said yesterday, he said there was a witness who saw a female with a gun. It's a really important detail. And then my producer, Abby, saw the lawyer today, and she said, you know, can you clarify this? What do you mean about with a gun? And I pressed him upstairs about this as well. And he says, I said, do you mean holding a gun? And he said, no, with a gun. He basically meant in the vicinity of a gun, near a gun. Mind you, this is not something that the jurors know. They are still remembering what he said yesterday, that a witness saw a
Rapper Megan the Stallion arrived at a Los Angeles courthouse this morning where she testified about what she says happened on the night of July 12th, 2020. Performer Tory Lanez is accused of shooting her after a night out, but his attorney claims that he's innocent
jealousy.
and that this is all just
ABC's
a case
Zareen
of
Shaw
jealousy.
was in the courtroom
ABC's
today.
Zareen Shaw.
Zareen, what did Megan say happened that night?
What did Megan say happened that night?
Lindsay, it wasn't just what she said happened, it's how she said it. She was really emotional and hurt today. This story is not just about a shooting. The story is about who I had sex with. You remember yesterday the defense, they were shooting her against her friend, talking about the fact that they shared intimate partners, multiple intimate partners. She said in court today, I had just done a song with Beyonce. I did something of my dreams and I was shot at. And she said, they're calling this the Megan the Stallion trial. I am not on trial. I wish he would have killed me. If I knew I would have to go through this torture, I wish he would have killed me.
Rapper Megan the Stallion arrived at a Los Angeles courthouse this morning where she testified about what she says happened on the night of July 12th, 2020. Performer Tory Lanez is accused of shooting her after a night out, but his attorney claims that he's innocent and that this is all just a case of jealousy. ABC's Zareen Shaw was in the courtroom today. Zareen, what did Megan say happened that night?
Lindsay, it wasn't just what she said happened, it's how she said it. She was really emotional in court today. She said this story is not just about a shooting. This story is about who I had sex with. You remember yesterday the defense, they were really pitting her against her friend, talking about the fact that they shared intimate partners, multiple intimate partners. She said in court today, I had just done a song with Beyonce. I did something of my dreams and I was shot at. And she said, they're calling this the Megan the Stallion trial. I am not on trial. I wish he would have killed me. If I knew I would have to go through this torture, I wish he would have killed me. She did say a lot that was very, very important, aside from just some of the really emotional things that she said. She dropped some bombshell. She says that Torey offered her $1 million to keep quiet. That he said, please don't say anything. And that he told her, I was already caught with a gun. I'm on probation. She says he was not worried about her at all.
Wow, really dramatic testimony there. And what did Torey's attorney tell you that their goal was for the cross-examination today?
You know what, I asked him right before lunch. I said, so what's your goal? What do you hope to accomplish today? He said, we're going to show how she lies. And you could certainly tell sitting in that courtroom that that was their goal. The attorney said, the defense attorney said, you lied on national TV. Megan said, yes. He said, you lied to Detective Stockman. She said, yes. He said, you lied about having an intimate relationship with Torey. She said, yes. Look, we know that she has not been truthful about her intimate relationship with Torey. She now says that they did have an intimate relationship. And then the defense attorney pressed her on some really granular details. And there were some moments where she said, I don't remember. I could have, maybe. You could tell that he was really trying to poke holes in her story too, that she gave to her lawyers. He also said yesterday, Lindsay, and this was one of the most interesting things that I think he said yesterday. He said there was a witness who saw a female with a gun. It's a really important detail. And then my producer, Abby, saw the lawyer today, and she said, you know, can you clarify this? What do you mean about with a gun? And I pressed him upstairs about this as well. And he says, I said, do you mean holding a gun? And he said, no, with a gun. He basically meant in the vicinity of a gun, near a gun. Mind you, this is not something that the jurors know. They are still remembering what he said yesterday, that a witness saw a female with a gun. So it's going to be interesting to see exactly what happens with that detail, if that's clarified for the jurors.
Such a steamy case. You actually have steam rising all around you, Zareen Shaw. Our thanks to you. Such a steamy case. You actually have steam rising all around you, Zareen Shaw. Our thanks to you.
So we got an overall. We heard from an investigative reporter through Instagram. That was the black guy that we listened to him and academics talk for a while. I apologize about those weapons that was in here and kind of distracted me, and I kind of was replying back to him, which I shouldn't. I can admit that or whatever, but I kind of got into replying to them. So I hope it didn't mess up what y'all was trying to hear and everything. So, but from an overall of the case. Oh yeah, and I want to apologize about it. I had my mic on mute. I didn't realize that I had my mic on mute, so I apologize about that silence. I appreciate that, Brittany Smith, for letting me know that it wasn't no sound. But we just heard the nice white lady tell us, her perspective, in the courtroom. So it ain't just black people saying that, hey, shit don't sound right here. These people with their own two eyes and their own two ears, they hear some inconsistency in her story also. Because she was the first one to get on Gayle King. She did not have to go on Gayle King and say, no, me and Torey never had no sexual relationship. And then you have to get in court and then say, yeah, we did. Because why would you lie like that? Because you know that is an important factor. Because you went back and wanted this man to leave because you didn't want him to, be pushing up on another woman. So the case is really trying to say, what they're really trying to say is all this happened in jealousy. What's good, Unity? All this happened over jealousy. And I believe so too. Because there's a witness that's saying that they witnessed her go and start beating up on her friend. There's a witness that say they saw a female with a gun. They didn't see Torey with a gun. So that's very important. That's very important. And now they're trying to, if you've seen all the people that was outside of the courtroom and all that, we stand with Megan and all that, it just feel like they're doing more of a campaign. I wonder if Rock Nation paid all those people to come out there and try to, persuade the public opinion. Because it seemed like they ain't even listening to the trial. They just out there saying, oh, he need to go to jail. He need to do this. He need to do that. Not looking at the fucking facts. Not looking at the facts. So I'm going to definitely go over this tomorrow, especially after old girl testifies. Like I said, the other girl, she gave a good testimony of what was actually said in the trial when she was sitting in there, but it got kind of cut short. So we got to hear what the reporter said, and even she's saying that the defense is trying to catch her in a lot of lies. They're trying to pick apart her story, and she's doing a good job of just not being consistent on what she told the police. Because she the one told the police that she cut her foot on glass. It wasn't until she went to get those fragments removed till she claimed that Torey was the one that shot her. And she was claiming that her friend was taking Torey's side. Now she's claiming that Torey tried to pay her $1 million not to say nothing. She's making a lot of bold accusations. And this man's livelihood, not only his freedom, but his career is on the line. Because they're talking about 20-something years, you know what I'm saying? And they're going to definitely railroad him if they convict him. Because remember, you got 12 women on the jury. You got 12 women on the jury. This is a stacked case. So we're going to get the details. I'm going to bring y'all the details. I appreciate everybody that came in and chilled. You know what I'm saying? Enjoyed the content or whatever. I'm sorry about the mistakes, the errors. Every now and then when I was muted or anything, I apologize about letting the wabbit stay in here a little too long because they was disturbing the chat. But I fixed that. I fixed that a little bit. But I'm going to get out of here. I know it's late. I know people got to get up, go to work or whatever. I will probably be going kind of live early tomorrow. I got some things I got to handle or whatever, so I ain't going to be working tomorrow. But so I will be going live a little earlier tomorrow, probably a couple of times tomorrow. I'll probably come back to this situation. And I got some other situations. I do still want to go over the FTX scammer. They finally charged him. They finally indicted him. Excuse me. Excuse me. They finally indicted him. And I did want to cover some of that story also. So y'all have a good night. I'm out of here. Drive safe, Big Rig. You know what I mean? Go get that money, homeboy. Salute to everybody in chat. Shout out to Unity. Shout out to Big Rig, Drew Martin. Shout out to V Chance, Crystal Williams. Shout out to Brittany Smith. Fuck you, Mr. Make You Rich. Motherfucking people make mistakes all the time. Don't be coming in here talking that crazy shit. All you had to do is say it wasn't no sound. Shout out to Melissa Seeley. Shout out to the set. just the end. Shout out to Carl Belton. Just shout out to everybody that came in, kept it classy, kept it professional. You know, we're doing our thing over here. They want to keep dragging me back into the bullshit so they can flag my channel again because these motherfuckers got so much hate in their heart. They don't want to see any black man do better than them. So, you know, it is what it is. We're going to keep doing our thing. Y'all stay blessed. Week made 912. I'm out your area.